And well, with that, there are reactions that are pouring in from all over the country on the demise of the legendary playback singer Asha Bhosle. Let's listen in to some of them.
मेरी माताजी श्रीमती आशा भोसले, इनका आज निधन हो चुका है। कल सुबह 11 बजे वो जहाँ रहती थी कासा ग्रैंड लोअर परेल, वहाँ पर जिनको अंतिम दर्शन लेने हैं वो आप वहाँ आइए और 4 बजे कल दोपहर को शिवाजी पार्क में इनके अंतिम संस्कार होंगे।
बहुत बहुत दुख हुआ कि आशा ताई हमारे बीच में नहीं रही और एक ऐसी गायिका जो पूरे विश्व में इतनी मशहूर हो, इतना उन्होंने गाना गाया, इतने सालों से इतने जनरेशन को उन्होंने इंस्पायर किया। मुझे एज अ फिल्म मेकर खुद को अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली उनके साथ काम करने के लिए। फिल्म सत्ता में, पेज 3 में, कॉर्पोरेट में बहुत गाने गाए उन्होंने और मैं पर्सनली व्यक्तिगत तौर पे भी उनको अच्छी तरह से जानता था, पूरे परिवार को जानता हूँ और बहुत ही अच्छे, बहुत ही उनके एनर्जी लेवल जो हमेशा जब भी मिलते थे इतनी अच्छी तरह से वो मिलती थी और कई बार तो उनके परफॉर्मेंस जो स्टेज पे हम देखते थे बहुत दंग रह जाते थे, जो एनर्जी लेवल उनमें थी हमेशा। और बहुत बड़ा हमने एक सिंगर को खोया आज।
A very sad day for all of us and a very sad day for Indian music. Just cannot believe that our dearest Asha Tai is no more. I'm not able to express my sorrow and what I'm feeling right now. As a musician, as Didi's worshipper, as a very, very close family friend, and looking up to her like Ma Saraswati, I'm sure that every single Indian is just heartbroken.
All right, Abira is joining us live from outside the Breach Gandhi Hospital in Mumbai. Abira, what next are the events that are lined up? When is the final rite supposed to take place?
So, Tanisha, the final rites will take place tomorrow. Her body will be taken from here at 11 o'clock to her house in Lower Parel, and people are invited by the family to pay their last respect. It'll be there from 11 to 3 o'clock, and from there, 3 o'clock, it moves and it's her last journey. 4 o'clock is the funeral at Shivaji Park. This is what the family has announced today while they announced that she passed away today. And this is what we know, the schedule for tomorrow.
Right. Abira, also, you are right outside the Breach Gandhi Hospital where I believe Lata Mangeshkar is still there. And really unfortunate news that came in this morning. What are the kind of reactions that you're picking up from her friends, from her family? And how are they reacting to the legendary playback singer passing away?
It's a huge loss for the industry, of course. Everybody is shocked because it happened in a very small span of time. We got to know that she was admitted in the hospital. By the time people, started pouring in that she gets well soon and we hope a speedy recovery. And then we got the news that she has already passed away and she was 92 years old because of multiple organ failure. That's what the doctor told us. But yes, the industry took to social media, from celebrities like Kajol, actors, Shraddha Kapoor. We have a lot of other actors. We have musicians from A.R. Rahman, Salim Merchant. We had Karan Johar. Everybody, of course, we know our Honorable Prime Minister even, took to social media to pay his respect. So everybody is really, really sad. It's an end of an era, and it's really shocking because for her, Asha ji, age was never age was not just a number for her because she was out there making music. Even at this age, she never shied away. She always was there making music, collaborating with the youngest musicians because that's what Asha
All
ji
right.
stood for.
Abira, I request you to stay with me because I'm also being joined by actor Dilip Tahil. Sir, thank you very much for speaking to NDTV this afternoon. Of course, it's a huge loss for Bollywood, for the playback singing era. A legendary singer has passed away today. What's the fondest memory that you share with Asha Tai?
Well, at the outset, thank you very much for calling me and having me on your program. Of course, today is an extremely sad day that the physical presence of the legendary and the great singer and performer Asha Tai will physically not be with us. But it reminds me of a saying in English, which is, death, be not proud. Because death, which is a biological certainty to all of us, came to Asha Tai at the age of 92. So that was, of course, a very, very sad moment. But we saw this legendary performer, this singer, this phenomenal talent that we've had the privilege of being with in this country and in this world for 92 years. She started her career at the age of 10. For 8 decades, she sang, she redefined what Indian cinema would be. She created characters on the screen for who she supported with her voice, gave them an identity, sang bhajans. She sang across the board. She sang every kind of song or any kind of discipline in music that had to be done. I celebrate her phenomenal career, and I consider myself privileged that I actually met Asha Tai on several occasions because I remember we had done a musical play. She came for it. She was very encouraging. And she was so vivacious and full of life. I mean, the age, even at 90, she was performing. I cannot think of any artist anywhere in the world who's performed at the age of 90 and and performed so well. But whenever you met Asha ji, the beauty about Asha ji was her zest for life, her positivity, the energy she brought on one-to-one meetings. She was truly a remarkable and a
Right, sir.
phenomenal person. And of course, we are all very sad that she's no longer with us. But like I said, we were there with her for a long period of time, and she went at 92. So God bless her soul, and from all the, and my deepest condolences to the family and to her loved ones.
Right. Dilip, any anecdote that you would want to share with our viewers, because you've been a part of many movies where Asha Tai had played a key role as far as playback singing is concerned. Any conversation that you remember that you had with her and you want to share it to the audiences of NDTV watching you live right now? Because Asha Tai, of course, had a huge role to play in everybody's life. Any conversation that you remember you had with her that really changed your perspective and had an impact on you?
Of course. I remember we were doing, back in the 80s, we were doing a musical play in English called Evita, and we were performing at the Sophia Bhabha Auditorium in Mumbai. And her nephew was also participating in that. He was also playing, a singing part in that play. So Asha ji used to come, saw a couple of shows of that. And one day after the performance, she came to me, and the great Asha Tai, the great Asha Bhosle, she complimented me on my performance, on my singing. And she even told me, she said, "Ghar aao, hamare saath aao, please, aap aa jaiye. You should be doing more with your music." It's a regret I have that I was so busy with films at the time that I didn't take her up on that. But I will always remember her fondly. Also, once we were doing a show, and Hema Malini ji was there, and Asha ji was sitting. I was sitting next to them, and Asha ji told Hema Malini ji, pointing at me, "Ye gata bhi hai, ye ladka gata hai," and Hema ji was quite surprised. So I had some very lovely meetings with Asha ji, and apart from that, she was such a wonderful personality. Anybody who had the privilege of meeting her will tell you this, that she was so energetic, she was so positive. I mean, the age, it just didn't matter, because when you looked at her, whether she was 70 or she was 80, it didn't matter. She was She was a phenomenon, absolute phenomenon. Sang 12,000 songs in all languages. I mean, where is there an artist? Show me an artist in the world, in the history of music, who has done so many songs, apart from, of course, her legendary elder sister, Lataji. Where is there? And so it is a huge privilege to this country, to this nation, to this world that we had amongst us a talent like Asha Bhosle.
Absolutely, sir. All right. Dilip, thank you very much for joining us here and sharing your anecdotes about your conversations about Asha Bhosle. We will hope to connect back with you soon. And ladies and gentlemen, this is about the legendary singer passing away. Now, tributes are pouring in as far as Asha Bhosle is concerned. She passed away last night at the Breach Candy Hospital. Now, it reflects her memories, her journey so far in the Indian music industry.